We're here at Wembley ahead of the Championship playoff final. Huddersfield Town taking on Nottingham Forest in the richest game of football. Goals, drama, carnival of chaos, the playoffs have it all, and nobody knows what's going to happen. Do they, Joe?
Well, the last 10 times the first team who scored have won, Dom. 76% of Championship playoff finals, only one team scored.
Yeah.
And the most common scoreline, 1-0.
I'll ruin everything. Since the first playoff final in 1990 here at Wembley, there have only ever been 3 0-0s, and unbelievably, Huddersfield Town have been involved in all 3 of those goalless draws, going on to win each game on penalties. Clever art, Joe.
Yeah, mostly irrelevant stats though, to be honest, Dom.
Okay.
More importantly, then can't rule out another 0-0. Only 5 teams were involved in more goalless draws than Huddersfield Town in the Sky Bet Championship season. Good news is though, Nottingham Forest only 1 0-0 draw in the last 32 games in all competitions.
Nice. This is Huddersfield Town's 6th playoff final. Unbelievably, they've won 4 of their last 5. They're the second most successful playoff team of all time, second only to Blackpool. On the other hand, Nottingham Forest, this is their first ever playoff final. In fact, it's their first ever visit to the new Wembley. Their last visit to Wembley, the old Wembley, was in 1992, 30 years ago, when the Premier League, the league that they're vying for a place in this weekend, didn't even exist.
Well, I'm looking at more relevant stats, Dom, and actually it's an experienced playoff manager against an inexperienced one. So Steve Cooper, despite taking over with Forest bottom of the table in September, is leading his team in a playoff campaign in the Championship for a 3rd successive season. Pipped in the final and the semi-final as Swansea boss the last couple of years, hoping to go one better, 3rd time lucky. For Carlos Corberán, it's his first experience in the playoffs as a manager. He has had some experience as an assistant under Marcelo Bielsa at Leeds, where they were shocked by Derby in the semi-finals 3 years ago.
Nottingham Forest fans do not need reminding that their star man this season has been none other than Brennan Johnson. In fact, he entered the Nottingham Forest history books by becoming only the 2nd player to score in both playoff semi-finals. Only one player had done it before him, and it was none other than his dad, David Johnson.
Now, I'm not denying, Dom, it's a lovely story, everything about Brennan Johnson and his dad, David, but more importantly, he's only the 2nd player in the Championship this season to rack up double figures for both goals and assists in the division. And it equals out to mean that he averages 0.61 goal involvements per game this season, which means easily he either scores or assists more than every other game.
So basically, the data backs up what is a fantastic family story. If Huddersfield Town win this playoff final, it marks an incredible turnaround for a team that spent the majority of the last couple of seasons lingering around the relegation zone. But there's one player for whom this in particular could be a fairy tale. Sorba Thomas, 18 months ago, was playing non-league football, and now he's on the brink of representing Huddersfield in the Premier League and Wales at the World Cup later this year.
He's been the standout player for Huddersfield as well, Dom. Only 2 players in the Championship this year provided more assists than Sorba Thomas, and he's the prime reason why Huddersfield scored more goals from set pieces than any other team in the division. 35% of their goals came from set plays.
I love it when the data backs up a fairy tale. But the question we all want an answer to is who is going to win the Championship playoff final? It looks too close to call on paper, only 2 points separated the teams in the league. Huddersfield in 3rd, Nottingham Forest in 4th. Played each other 3 times. Nottingham Forest coming out on top in 2 of those occasions, Huddersfield in 1. How do you split them?
Well, this is where the data really comes into its own, Dom. So we first started collecting XG data in 2014. Since then, there have been 7 Championship playoff finals, and on 5 of those 7 occasions, then the team ranked as the better team by Infogol's performance-based metrics have won the Championship final. Going into this weekend, that team, Nottingham Forest.
So you think Nottingham Forest are going to win?
I just go with the data, mate.
Obviously.